it's hurting. I've been awake all night. I'm still learning how to make things right. I keep making the same mistakes I made yesterday. I keep hurting myself the same way. Been awake all night.
Welcome to Unicorn Straight No Chaser, the special nightcap edition. So grab your shots and join us for an education, a laugh, and as always, a heavy pour. I have my fellow unicorns with me. To my right,
Everyone's favorite drink, Tequila here, aka Tokyo Tea, here to bring you all things kinks and chaos.
hey. And to my left,
Toni Bologna, aka the queen of talking shit, because you always know I'm gonna talk that shit.
I know that's right. And I am always your queen of extra, your sultan of shenanigans, and your diva of debauchery. And as usual, we always are going to keep it debaucherous when we get to Tequila's segment inside the box. But for right now, we are going to start off with our melanin and mental health segment. And today we are going to be talking about the thing that everyone is talking about, Kyle Rittenhouse. I was going to say something else, but I'm trying to be politically correct. As everyone knows, Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted the other day, and that was for the unrest in... As everyone knows, Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted on Friday of all charges in connection to the 2020 shooting during the unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. This unrest was due to the earlier police shooting and murder of Jacob Blake. Rittenhouse fatally shot 2 men and wounded another. Now, he traveled all the way from Illinois and was driven by his mother, stating that he was coming to protect the country and do his patriotic duty. He killed Joseph Rosenbaum, Anthony Huber, and injured Gage Gross Cruz. Now, these were all white men, but they were still allies. They're protesting the murder of Jacob Blake. So despite the fact that they were white, it still is seen as a blow against Black people because they were there to support us. Now, at the heart of the trial, you had appointed judge Bruce Schroeder, and he faced a lot of criticism. I don't know if you've seen it or not. But he had blatant allegiances and an obvious bias in favor of Rittenhouse. Now, there's been a number of things that he did throughout the trial that set off a lot of red flags for everyone. He let Rittenhouse himself pick the names of the final 12 jurors. In his attempt to explain his decision, he went into a rant laden with racial overtones, and he repeatedly referred to the blacks. The blacks.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
He called us the blacks.
The blacks. Yeah. He also barred the prosecutors from calling the actual victims. So rioters, looters.
Oh, to make it a more negative penalty.
Correct. And his cell phone was playing God Bless the USA. They caught his cell phone going off, and God Bless the USA is one of the songs that Trump would use during his rallies. Okay. So all these things happen, and everyone is incited, everyone with enraged, they're enraged because how could a judge be so obviously biased and continue to be appointed to this case that's very sensitive? I mean, that's why I'm not surprised that he was acquitted. I'm not surprised at all.
I'm not surprised at that stupid ass, fake ass crime that he did for 30 minutes for nothing. That they actually fell for the shit. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Not a fucking tear.
He squeezed a shot. He had one thing. He squeezed a shot of that.
You know, that's those that crying that you do when your mom is coming home and you know you did something wrong and you about to get your ass
I
whooped.
feel like the damn defense attorney was like, cry. Cry right now.
He was probably like, scene.
That was fucking disgusting. That shit made me, I laughed at him. Like,
none of that surprised me at all. Not the verdict, not the judge, not how everything went. what surprises me is when they do get convicted, when they do get, have to get sentenced. That's what surprises me. This isn't nothing new in this system. This system is so corrupt. And, as far as those two men dying and everything and the protest, like, I feel bad that their families don't have justice and everything. But y'all know I don't believe in allyship. I don't believe in that whole we're allies of this community, because the community, we don't all believe in the same thing. So you can't all agree with us.
So you don't think that a white person can be a true ally towards a black person?
No, I agree that they can be supportive. I agree that, they can fight for our rights. Just like I'll fight for the rights of like the LGBT community.
But is that not an ally?
I mean, to some sense, no, not really, because what if, like, let's say this. What if one person agrees with the how MLK, led everything, how he was gentle with his approach, with most of his approach and everything, how he was, how he was trying to be peaceful and everything, and you got a white person sitting there agreeing with that and everything, but on the other side, you got Malcolm X and his teachings and what he thought, and what if that white person disagreed with that? You know what I mean? I don't believe in allyship.
They fight for the black people. It's just
exactly.
You're deciding like dislike him because
I feel like we all have ways of fighting for justice and everything, and we don't all agree with the same ways. Do I think it's all bad? No, but I don't believe in allyship. I don't.
But even amongst black people, we'll have that debate, right? There are those that are peaceful, but I am of the mindset that we need to burn all this shit the fuck down and defund the police. You know what I mean? And I know my way is not what a lot of people would agree with.
And there's a lot of white people that disagree with you with it, but also agrees with what we're fighting for. So, but that's why I don't believe in allyship.
So you think it's more about the particular approach, not the whole overall thing? Like they're like, oh yeah, I agree with him because he's peaceful. Not the fact that they're fighting for black people. You know what I'm saying?
I think they're there for good reasons. Some of them are there for good reasons. I really do.
But you don't trust them wholeheartedly.
I don't believe in allyship for anybody, whether it be the black community, the LGBT community, whatever community, because there are always different views in that community. And the moment you disagree with that view, you know what I mean?
You're not a part of it.
You're not a part of ally. But like I was saying,
I see what
like you villainize the person that don't agree.
Yeah. Plus, I heard like some nasty things about those two men that wasn't quite.
And you know what's crazy? I heard that one of the men, I don't know which one, but his girlfriend felt bad for what's his name?
Kyle
Rittenhouse? Yes, he said he feels bad for. She said she feels bad for him. Why?
I
don't know. He killed your boyfriend.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, interesting.
Yeah. So that's why I said people are crazy.
But I'm sorry. But like I was saying, I feel like all those people who be like, all lives matter, this is your moment. This is your moment.
Right.
Those two men was white.
They were. And that's what I find very interesting.
I'm more concerned about the Ahmaud Arbery.
Well, you gotta understand, the moment that a white person is on our side, they might as well be a nigga themselves. You know what I'm saying? Nigga lover. You're a nigga lover. That's what you are. So you're disposable.
That don't mean nothing. If you win it for us, then you win it for us.
And then looming in front of us would be the case about the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, which I do not like to refer to as the on my Arbery child because it's not his child. But in light of all this that's going on, yet again, this is another trigger, for Black people everywhere. And on episode 6, we've spoken in the past about PTSD. And so for our segment today, I definitely want to speak about complex PTSD. And previously, when I discussed it, we spoke on like personal experiences, right? PTSD versus complex PTSD, because I do have both. On episode 6, I touched lightly on the fact that Black people living in this country have complex PTSD. And so I want to delve deeper into that topic because this is bringing it up again. Every time we see another person that looks like us killed, we are dredging up our PTSD. Every time someone of the vanilla persuasion gets away with murder as it pertains indirectly to our community, because although they were white, it still indirectly is something that is insulting towards us because they were there protesting in favor of us, you know, and our viewpoints.
So I did have a question. Like you said, it was towards the Black community, but they're white. So I was down Washington Avenue, and they was out there. The police was, oh yeah, they're not protesting and stuff like that. And I think we didn't protest this because they weren't Black. So I find that very interesting because I'm like, nobody was. I had no thought.
Because you know, I be looking.
If he would have said they was Black, if he would have got off on a Black person. So I do kind of get where you're coming from, where it's like an ally, but not an ally. Like, we're not gonna fight for them because they're white. Like, you see what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit there protesting them because white people kill white people. Like, Black people supposed to kill Black people. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. But y'all killing each other, that seems like a personal problem. You know what I mean? So we're not gonna protest and fight for the right for y'all not to kill people.
Like, no shade, not saying that what happened to them was wrong.
No, it was absolutely wrong.
It was absolutely wrong, regardless of what they did with the past. We didn't know that before they got shot, you know, and they were there to support Black Lives Matter. But keep in mind, if I'm doing something nice for somebody, what I'm not gonna do is be like, see, this is what I did for y'all. Y'all need to do this for me. No. If you call yourself a real ally, then it don't matter. You're gonna get fight from the front and the back. You're gonna get fight back from the people you're working with and the people you're working against. Right. So I feel like the white people, them all lives matter people, if really all lives matter, then y'all need to step the fuck up, just like the Texas abortion bill.
Well, let's not get off track. That's a slippery slope. But for anybody out there who does not know what complex PTSD is versus regular PTSD. PTSD occurs when you have a traumatic event, right? So I had, because I was in a car accident multiple times in a short span, you know, I have some trauma from that, okay? Versus complex PTSD, and that's the type of PTSD that results from long-term trauma. So most people experience at least one traumatic event in their lifetime. However, people with complex PTSD experience chronic or multiple traumatic events over a long period of time, and it's worse when those experiences start during childhood. So when I say that Black people in America have complex PTSD, it's because think about it. We are brought into this world and immediately we are thrust into a situation where we are going to experience multiple traumatic events over our lifetime merely because of the color of our skin. And there's unfortunately nothing that you can do to protect your children or yourself from that situation. So you're going to have your first incident when someone calls you a nigger. You're going to have your first incident when someone is racist towards you in regards to maybe the texture of your hair or your features, or at work you're passed over and discriminated against, or the white teacher at school is racist towards you. There's so many first times. You know, you can really say to someone, especially a Black man, well, when was the first time you were pulled over just because of racial profiling? You know what I mean? When was the first time that you experienced racism in the classroom? Unfortunately, it's normal for us. We have to have those talks with our children about their firsts that are going to come, and you lose a little bit of your innocence because of that. So how can you not experience some type of trauma from that? So when we talk about the symptoms of regular PTSD, you have flashbacks, nightmares, you avoid certain situations, you're not being able to trust, you avoid relationships, you have a hyperarousal, so you're constantly on alert, you have a hard time sleeping or concentrating, and then you have somatic symptoms. So somatic symptoms would be physical ailments that you don't really have an underlying reason for. I have migraines, I don't know where it comes from. I have aches and pains and I don't know where they come from. That's all physical things, right? Those are all physical things that come about from stress. So then when we discuss PTSD, you have a lack of emotional regulation. So you go from 1 to 100 really fast. You know what I mean? Your anger you could be calm 1 minute and ready to fight the next. Your changes in consciousness, dissociation, forgetting the traumatic event, negative self-perceptions, distorted perceptions of the abuser. So then when you think about those Black people that love white people and hate their own race, because of the things that they've seen and witnessed coming up, and you say, how can you be like that? But that's complex PTSD. And then loss of symptom meaning. So people who have issues with their religious beliefs and the way they view the world because of the things that they have been through. And I've witnessed it in my own children. Like I mentioned before that, you know, my children have seen, they're young, okay, 9 and 11, and they've seen me protesting a lot over the last year or so. And they definitely internalized what is going on, even though they may not be out in the world experiencing it to the degree that adults do. But, you know, we went to a balloon release for someone close to us that was killed by police. And I remember my son had an anxiety attack because he saw the police car. When we were walking to our car, you know, I had to calm him down because he was afraid of the police doing something to us. And that really hit me hard because what do? You want your children to be able to go to the police if they need help, if they're lost, if something happens. But at the same time, my son at 9 is very aware that the police also kill Black people. And I need him even at 9 to be aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Like Trayvon was not much older than him. So I need him to be aware of that. It just breaks, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to think about that. Like you have a son, how do you deal with that?
I feel the same way. I let him know what's going on in the media and stuff like that in regards to cops doing stuff and bad stuff happening and stuff like that. And my son is a little he don't really give you a reaction at the time. You know what I mean? Sometimes he do be like,
he needs processing time.
Yeah. But he does say like, why? And it's like, this is what happened in the past. I kind of gotta like tell him everything. Like, this is how white people treat Black people sometimes. I do think he got a hard time understanding that because he probably see, you know, other white children and stuff like that, and it's kind of like, well, they don't treat me no type of way, and so I do think it's a processing thing, and I do think that it does something to him, like he internalizes it, like that's crazy, you know what I mean? But I feel bad about it. I feel bad that I got to sit him down and let him know what's going on, and just something added on to his anxiety that I'm sure he has. I'm pretty sure he has it. He just don't want to show it because he's a boy and he's getting older and he don't want me to worry. And I tell him all the time, like, if you feel the type of way, if, you know, you worried or feel anything, you can talk to me. That's right. One thing that I always want him to know, that he has somebody to talk to. And I would never feel no type of way about it. You know, just let me know. I do think kids need an outlet. Whether it's a parent or maybe a physical activity or something like that, they do need something. It is very sad though. It's very sad that you have to sit your child down and let them know what's going on, or your niece and your nephew, any type of child, because it's like you don't really know how they're gonna take it. Right. Just like, you know, your son had anxiety attack at that moment. You know, like it's devastating to know that they're really, really having a hard time. But we all had, you know, we had to sit there and realize how the world was and kind of toughen our skin and stuff like that. And it takes time. It's unfortunate. It's never going to change. I don't see any change happening.
You don't think it's going to change? No. I think it's going to change.
I think that things are happening, but I don't think the racism and the, you know,
I mean,
Black people
I think more people are getting angry about it.
Yeah.
I think as the years go up.
I think it's like a Gen Z, what is it, Gen Z, millennial? Whatever.
I think, yeah.
They're really, they got to
I think, we're the
Gen Zs is really getting stuff done.
Because, you know, like as far as generations goes, we were the ones that complained about like everything, and Gen Z the violent ones.
They the ones that get stuff done, though. They stuff is getting done. And I understand it, but I don't think racism will change.
I don't think racism, no.
I think we still gonna always have to tell our kids and all this stuff. No, I don't think that's gonna change.
I don't think that would get rid of hate, you know, racism or any type of hate. I just think, you know, the tension as far as the United States goes is building. And I don't think it's going to keep going the way it's going now. Okay. People are getting tired.
Yeah. I honestly, if I'm honest, I think that we're going to have a war. Mm-hmm. And the war.
We can't talk like that.
Oh, I can't say that.
Joe Biden said no.
Joe Biden said what?
No communist talk, no socialist socialism talk. We are capitalism. We are capitalists.
I'm not a capitalist, and I'm just listen. It is what it is. Y'all, you could bleep this shit out if you need to, but that's what I think is going to have to happen, and it's going to be based on the fact that we're tired of this fucking shit.
Because so many positions in Congress is still held by people who were in office during the civil rights era. Mm-hmm. And as long as they're there, these laws are changing, okay? These judges are staying in their same spot that they've been in. You know, how old is that judge who did
like dirt?
Okay.
Old as dirt.
Keep in mind.
A little arsenic.
I was about to say about put something.
Keep in mind, MLK.
I mean, allegedly.
That's what they should do.
MLK got shot like what? Like 60, 55 years ago or so, like that. It really wasn't that fucking long.
And that's why I always would say that I would have been a Malcolm X, Black Panther type of girl. MLK, you get to walk in and getting beat and shit and sitting there. I'm not finna do it.
I don't know about the Black Panthers.
I'm not doing it.
You know, the Kwanzaa nigga doing some strange shit to people.
The Kwanzaa nigga.
The field of Kwanzaa. I'm so bad. I told so much. I be forgetting some historical names. Anyway,
wait. Can you just imagine her teaching a history class and shit?
The nigga that did this.
She'd be like, you know the nigga with the X? I don't know.
He had the glasses. His teeth was a little bit crooked, but he was still fine as shit.
Yeah, that nigga.
I'm talking about shit. Y'all know who I'm talking about. God damn it. The class gonna be like, no, we don't.
Bitch, Google it, Alexa. No, she gonna have Alexa in the class. She gonna be like, Alexa, what's the nigga with the X? And Denzel played him in the movie. Oh, yeah.
I'll be like, Haiti freed themselves with the Tucson. What's his name, child? What's his name? Tucson. You know, I be forgetting, child. Y'all know the nigga from Haiti.
Wait, it should be up there like so yeah, he freed Haiti in 1836. Allegedly, bitch, allegedly. All this shit I say during class is allegedly.
Like, look it up, goddamn it. I just forgot his name. I know what happened. Shit. I know what happened.
Okay. But as I said, we all have it, whether we know that we have it or not, we all do. And I think people are just starting to come into realization that we have faced so much trauma that is ingrained in us. And this is through blood. This is over generations. You know what I mean? We all have this in us, this fight or flight. Mm-hmm. And we really have to start dealing with it, because that is the reason behind so many different things in our community, because we all have some mental health issues that are being unaddressed. Mm-hmm. And there is a way to get treatment for it. Like, you don't have to be schizophrenic or have bipolar disorder to want to get therapy. You can get therapy for grief. You know, like I said, PTSD. There's so many different things that you can go and get help for. You don't have to just live with it and just survive. It doesn't have to be that way, because you want to be the best that you can be for your children, or just for yourself, self-love and self-care. So there's a few different things you could do if you feel like you have complex PTSD, which if you're Black, you do. I'm telling you right now. Yes, write it down. You can get talk therapy. So you go see a therapist, you know, you discuss it maybe every other week. You don't have to go every week. Maybe once a month. It's good to speak to a professional to help you clear things up and make sense of things sometimes. If it's something worse, where you maybe have still experienced a lot of death of people close to you, and a lot of us have, not just because of the killings, but also because of COVID and the loneliness of being in quarantine and things like that. You can also, there's medication, there's antidepressants. I take things for my anxiety. I know a lot of people have had to deal with their anxiety a lot more. Just smoke a little weed. Smoke a little weed. Don't forget, like her. You don't want to. Don't forget and be up there like. I know I had a kid. I left him somewhere, but ain't nothing wrong with smoking a little bit of weed. Okay, it's medicinal. It's from the earth. It's from the earth. God gave it to us to use. All right. Aside from that, there is Cbt therapy, and that's a little bit more in depth for people having a lot more issues. Cognitive behavioral therapy. It teaches you mindfulness. I teach that to my children. It helps them to deal with a lot of things, school related and otherwise. You know what I mean? We feel like our children don't have mental health issues. They do. Anxiety can start very young. Mine started, from my recollection, in 3rd grade. And so with everything going on around the world, schools getting locked down, kids not being able to go to school, you're in school 1 minute, now somebody's sick and everybody afraid somebody's going to die and they've got to be in quarantine again for 14 days. Like, I don't think, while children are resilient, they also are greatly molded and affected by the events and the things going on around them. So people, places, and things. And we need to be mindful of that versus trying to fix something when they come of age, they 18, they 21. A lot of that shit is already locked in. And it's hard, not that you can't overcome it, but why not do it when they were younger? You know what I mean? When their minds are more malleable. Check in with your kids. Check in with your children. Same way my son had his anxiety attack, and I had no idea that he would react that way, you know, but I had to think about it. You seeing me go protest. I got on goggles. I got a book bag full of shit. I got all types of boards, you know, screaming about peace. And like, of course, he's taking all that and he's soaking all those things in, and whatever people at school may be telling him. And other adults around him may be telling him, you know, some Black people, they real loose at the mouth when they discussing white people. You know what I mean? I try to be mindful of it and not be like, cracker, you know. I try to be mindful of it. I really do. But a lot of older Black people, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck at all. And you know what? I tend to agree with them, because by the time I get to be about 65, okay, my mouth is gonna be a fucking terrible thing. I'm gonna let you know right now. Don't give a fuck, man. Don't put a mic on me, baby. All right. I don't even know why it's a mic in front of me right now, because they let me loose. I'm gonna say some things. I'm gonna try not to get us shut down and canceled, but I'm gonna give you the truth. I'm gonna give you the real. So, like I said, talk to your family doctor. They can point you to someone that's a licensed therapist that can assist you with these things. If you are in crisis, many of your local hospitals have a crisis center that you can go to if you're having a mental health incident. And if you feel like you can't do that, at least talk to someone around you that loves you, you know, and maybe they'll be the ones to reach out and get the information for you if you're not strong enough to do it yourself. But unfortunately, these traumas are not going to end. They're going to continue to happen. And you might not be the person to be out there next to me protesting. That might not be your wheelhouse. You can participate. Think of other ways that you can get involved to help with the schools, to help with legislation. Vote. Fucking vote. That's a whole nother show. But now that we talked about all the heavy stuff, we're going to bring it on down, and we're going to get into some debauchery, because that's what I like. And I'm going to turn it on over to my girl, Tequilah.
Hey, guys. So we're going to just do an Inside the Box segment. And today we're going to talk about vaginismus.
What?
Vaginismus?
Vaginismus.
Is that a little girl in the project name?
Shut up.
It sounds like
Vaginismus!
like
No.
a Christmas
Is that a
story.
sexual Christmas?
Like a Christmas
No.
story.
Vaginismus?
So,
Merry Vaginismus?
Right? On the night of vaginismus.
On the night I got pregnant with 3 kids.
that was good. So, vaginismus is basically the automatic closure or tightening of the vagina when attempting penetration.
What you mean?
So it's when your body automatically reacts to fear of something or all types of vaginal penetration. When penetration is attempted,
Is that when you're scared of the dick, man?
yes.
Oh.
Yep. Your
Okay.
vaginal muscles tighten up on their own. You have no control over it. Occasionally, you can get vaginismus even after you previously had penetration before. So, little story time, right? I feel like I got like a low, something like this. right?
Locked up on you.
Look, something like this, right?
You
So,
scared of the
not the dick though. That's what I'm saying.
I was about to say, like, was that a Charlie horse time?
No, muscle spasm. So yeah,
Like a
pretty
Charlie
much.
horse for you.
So I am okay with penis penetration, right? Penis penetration, with it, for it, chill, right? Tampons, pap smears,
It be like,
things that I feel like don't belong. I don't know. It's something about it. It just don't make. I don't feel right. It don't feel right. It makes me feel like.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta work it in.
No, it's like a snapper. Like, so
Like
you
a
imagine
snapper,
he had the doctor, right? Yeah, she had the doctor her legs up, and the doctor was trying to put the.
Yep.
Open
Yep.
wide.
Yep. And then they got you saying, relax, bitch. I feel like I'm relaxed, but I'm so scared.
Like, here comes the airplane.
Yes, but that's how it feels. It feels like, I don't know. It's definitely a fear, but I don't know where it came from. Like that. And it's not with penis. It's not with when I'm trying to have sex.
So, dudes, like, maybe when you go to the doctor, just hear Tyree standing there with his dick out.
I mean, that might work. That's why I be like, I know people like, can you like work it in? You know what I'm saying? You be like, and it's, you know what it is? Okay. So, my full pattern of it is like, when you get a pap smear, right? You put that.
Why is your face so low?
there.
So when you get a pap smear,
Because that's how I feel, right?
They pulled the duck through.
They put the lube on there, and they just go straight up in there. Like, something about that don't sit right with my spirit.
So you want mood music in a glass of water?
Probably. I need a little bit of like, okay, here comes, you know, like,
My your doctor don't talk to you as she on.
She say like, oh, I'm about to put it, you know, and come to the edge, scoot, relax. That shit gets all of it is too much.
She want the doctor to be like, how you doing today?
Yes, how was your day?
He's looking a little tense. Broke it down.
It feels too serious. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. I actually had a transvaginal ultrasound too, bitch.
I had one of those.
Bitch is like this long. And I'm just sitting here like, there's no fucking way.
He pulled that shit out. I said, what you finna do with this thing?
There's no way. Like, so, and
I
it just feels like
it's just thing on there. You about to poke me?
right. It goes right up in there. Like, it feels like it's gonna hurt.
It looked like an alien.
It looks
crazy.
crazy.
An alien probe.
I don't like it. And I feel the same way with tampons. And I don't know what it is about tampons. They little, they not big. I feel you. Like, I get why you be like, why? And then yes, I had a kid.
Do you see him?
I try, you know, I've been trying, I've been inboxing y'all, like, how you get it in there because the shit ain't going. I have a hard time sticking your finger in there to push it up.
Like,
but which ones you be using? The ones Gina be giving you?
She had.
I have multiple different kinds. I try all different types of tampons.
I had them ones. I just gave up.
But I'm like a slip and slide. It ease right on in there.
I hate the one she got. She just
you
got
to put your finger up there.
She just got that little thing. Just I need the applicator. I don't want to touch it.
I need the applicator.
I just need to get a tattoo slippery one wet. Like
and a plastic applicator.
Like I feel like with those type of things, there's no juice happening. Like.
No way.
So it feels like you're trying to hurt me somehow.
When you want to hurt John,
I can't take it.
The cardboard is for broke.
But vaginism is a little more serious.
Cardboard for broke.
You'll never see me.
If you using a cardboard applicator,
I've seen
upgrade your life. Okay, upgrade your life.
So with the cardboard ones, how the fuck you get that in there?
It's the same way you get the plastic ones.
Because I feel like cardboard is like not.
I don't like the cardboard one.
I like that shit gotta stick to your walls in here or something.
That's my problem.
But that's how I feel with the cotton things too.
But
that shit it's not going.
That's why you gotta use
it wet.
You gotta use a plastic applicator. It's all.
So you gotta have foreplay before you put the tampon in.
I feel like that's what I gotta do.
You gotta
That shit feels like
she about to get some back to lock the fuck up. I'm just
saying the shit is too much. Okay, it's too much. I can't deal with it. I don't want it. Before I had kids, I was the same way. I cried the first time. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Don't try to kill me. I felt like it. But the only difference is it gets in there, if that makes sense for me. You know what I'm saying? It gets in there. They get it up there. It takes a couple tries, but it gets up there. With vaginismus, it doesn't. So mine is more, I'm aware that I have the issue, and so I kind of can breathe through it and it possibly work. Yeah, but with vaginismus, it's not like that. You literally cannot get anything in there. And if you do get it in, it's very painful. It burns. It stings. A lot of stuff happens. So you kind of don't want to do it. It's like you enjoy a good time. Now, if you ever watched
Sex education.
Sex education.
Yeah,
She
bitch.
had. It's a show on I think Netflix.
Yeah,
One of the
got
girls
no
on there
hits with
had
it.
that. She actually had that, and she could not be penetrated. It's very painful. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you foreplay and stuff like that, your vagina just closes up, and it's like absolutely not.
That's sad.
It is sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. Now you get a little foreplay stuff like that, but it doesn't. It's the penetration of it all.
So it's psychological.
It is. It's psychological. It's a fear. Once you have the fear, it's kind of like
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. It makes penetration difficult or impossible. Inability to have pelvic exam due to involuntary spasm. Inability to insert tampon. So those things. Like I said, I feel like I got those things, but not to this point. I feel like in order to have a disorder, it has to have all those factors. Like it has to be like, oh, I can't control it and stuff like that. It won't get in there. Like it's not gonna happen,
So can you take it in the ass?
You know what? No, I mean this is vagina. So this is a vagina situation.
Well, if you can't put it in the ass, can you
That's
take it?
Probably
vaginismus.
not.
How you say it?
Vaginismus.
Vaginismus.
Mary vaginismus?
Not analysmus.
Right. So I'm actually not even sure if they can.
Because I'm thinking you gotta have an alternative, right? If you want to have.
I mean, they can take it in their mouth too. You know what I'm saying? You can give oral.
I mean, but
They
she said tighten up when foreign things come in, not like like she planning it. You know what I mean?
But even when you plan to have sex, they can't. It's just any penetration, period. Anything going into your vagina, it shuts down, and you can't control it at all. Even if you relax and breathe and all that shit, it doesn't always work. The shit is done. Clamp down, not having it. It's over with.
Do you think it's caused by like a like a traumatic?
It do sometimes. Vaginismus is anxiety-induced response. The fear of penetration causes the vagina to spasm and clamp down. So yes, it usually comes from some sort of type of trauma or just even like a thought of something traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, well, like I said, for some reason, the thought of something foreign going up there it just does something to me. I don't recall anything happening to me that, but like PTSD, color.
But you can take penis though.
Right, I can take penis. I feel like that belongs there. Maybe that's. I feel like the penis belongs. Everything else is foreign. The shit is weird. It don't sit right. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know, but I don't know where that came from. You know what I'm saying? But I do get anxiety when other things have to go up there. That's why I don't use like dildos and all that type of shit. Can't do it now. If I do get a dildo, my husband will have to put it in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't put that in there. It's weird. I don't know. I can't
be bad even when he put it in there.
Huh?
I said it'll still be bad even when he do use
I feel like I can handle it better.
You think?
Only him though. Maybe I be comfortable with the person that's penetrating.
Well, then he needs to
You
go
know what I'm
back. He needs to go back to school and get his medical degree.
Listen,
so you can get your pants.
I ain't even gonna tell you my personal business, but he be having to put things up there when need be. So yes, it's anxiety-induced response. Like I said, there are treatments for it. You can get a vaginal dilator, which is something that goes in your vagina and kind of like
the
works it
brain
over.
or whatever.
Like it dilates your vagina so that you can penetrate. But to me, I feel like that's a little annoying because it's like, all right, I gotta put my dilator in before we try. Like,
so it just be in there.
Yes, it's basically what it is. Right. It's like kind of like getting your muscles spasming open for you. You know what I mean? But I feel like that annoying. That'll be annoying. Especially if it's gonna fuck up the whole mood. Like you got don't put it down later. I'm trying to fuck tonight at 7:30
and shit.
Right. Like, all right, we got fuck at 7:30. Go put it in now so we can get started. You know, like that'd be annoying. You can have psychosexual counseling, which is just counseling, talk about your sexual issues and maybe whatever trauma you might have had or whatever. Relaxation techniques, you can meditate. You could try. You can meditate and stuff like that and they do have like meditation techniques to help with your vagina. If you ever watch like Real Sex or something like that, they have those group therapy things where everybody's sitting there and like not masturbating, but like using their mind to orgasm. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
so
I can do that.
They can kind of get, so that's probably the type of like relaxation, right?
Kind of sex. Yeah,
that would probably help, get you relaxed.
Yeah, I would like something to help me relax my throat more
to get things a little deeper,
so that I can be better at my fellatio skills. I mean, it's pretty damn good. Most doctors remark at how good I am about not having a gag reflex.
You said most doctors?
Most doctors.
Yeah, so I keep having them problems with my tonsils. It ain't what you think.
Like, why the doctors?
So
I feel like they being nasty.
when you have to go get tested for strep, you know they gotta
Like how you
reach in the bed
hospital bills.
and I don't got to. But you know they gotta reach in there and they gotta swab the back of your throat.
That shit be
So whenever
crazy.
that happen, they be like, oh, you know, you're gonna gag or whatever, and I'll be like, okay. And then when they stick it down there, it just be like zoop zoop zoop, and I'm like, and they be like, oh, they can't help it, you know.
Yeah.
They be like, oh,
They nasty. Everybody a little bit nasty.
you're so good. You normally people, and I'm like, I'm talented. Right? Talented, okay. We just gonna push their copay to the side.
You can also do take muscle relaxants, like a muscle relaxer and stuff like that, right before you do it. But all these things are not guaranteed to help. I really do think that people that have this should really do therapy. Therapy along with like sexual therapy. So like regular counseling about whatever regular mental things going on, but also like a sexual based, because they can give you different tips and stuff on how to handle this. This is hard because I don't know. I feel bad for the people that have it because I'm sure they suffer from depression as well as anxiety, because this is anxiety induced. But I do think you will get depressed if you have a partner that you cannot have sex with.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Especially if you want to make them feel good. You want to, you know what I mean? You want it, but for some reason, the moment of penetration is like,
You'd be like, damn.
So I do feel bad for them. Like, I can't imagine not able to have sex.
Child, first of all, I'm telling you, I'm gonna come in there with a basket. I'm gonna have all types of different oils and shit. I got crystal, I got olive oil, you know what I mean, peanut oil. We just wanna try it all. Y'all get him, bring me that Vaseline. I'm just like a mad scientist, put my fucking goggles on and shit. We gonna get this shit open today, okay?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So if you feel like you suffer from this, definitely try to contact your doctors. Try to figure out, you know, where it stems from, how you can handle it, different techniques and things like that. Try what you can and talk to your partner too about it. You know what I mean? Y'all can do other things. Y'all can, you know, figure something out. You know what I mean? You can come. You know what I mean? But yes, please try to contact your doctor, maybe a therapist, counselor, or somebody like that. You can get help.
You too can open the walls of Jericho. Have a GoFundMe or some shit.
Yes.
Like I'm no, seriously, that's sad.
It's devastating.
That's depressing.
very
It's
devastating.
sad.
It is.
Because I can see it being linked to some type of trauma.
That's what I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, man, I feel bad for people who go through that.
Yeah.
You don't know what type of trauma they had to go through for them to fear, you know, sexual encounters.
Yeah, especially if it feels good, and also like I said earlier, you can develop this too. So like even if all the time you didn't have great sex and something happens to you and it just like
Just pop
close it right
I
up.
hope that never happened to me because I'm telling you right now, I'm calling for the jaws of life. Okay, back it in. We get this shit open. Beep.
I do whatever I have to, child. Smoke as much weed. If I got relaxed, we be going on vacations and everything. This shit finna loosen.
Take a running head start. Go all the way back to dive in that bitch, okay? Shit, we gonna figure this the fuck out together, okay? I don't know. You gonna need some special kind of stuff. They gonna have to like suck on a fucking.
I got something to suck on. Don't worry about it. I can get some spit and some good laser from damn you. Miss Macaroni when you nasty.
Be up in there like a surgeon. Clamps, Vaseline, Father John's. I don't know. I'm with calamine lotion, shit. Give me everything. You put everything in there.
I'm like calamine.
Jam, jelly.
I'll leave it in your beard. Use it from there. Good job.
So yes, see your family doctor. Look, you see how I got serious real quick. See your family doctor, okay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My head's hurting, I've been awake all night. I'm still learning how to make things right. I keep making the same mistakes I made yesterday. I keep hurting myself.
In the crossfire.
caught in the crossfire.